Hi, welcome to the channel. My name's Dave. This is TOGAtech, and I just wanted to show you a little purchase I've got. I'm starting up a little new hobby, which is a bit of backpacking. For the main reason is I'm going to Riyadh this year. I need to do some camping there while we're at the Riyadh show, and also want to go to CAD West, have a look at the aircraft there. So for that I'm going to need some backpacking experience and some backpacking equipment. Obviously I don't want to spend a lot of money, so we're going along with budget gear. This is the first piece I've got. This is from Amazon. It's a budget backpacking tent. So let's take a look inside this, see what we get. There we go. This is a two-person double-skinned backpacking tent from a company called Tenplay, and it is, as I say, it is a budget tent. This cost me, I think it was £37 from Amazon. All comes in a nice little bag there with the tie cord. Have a look, see what we get inside. See what's in here. Oh, right. So that's the little carry bag. Pop that away. We get three little items there. Take it, this one is probably the tent pegs, yes. There we go. Got our tent pegs. These are very nice. These are aluminium, very lightweight tent pegs, shepherd hook style, and of course they're a bit different because they're not just rounded. They've got like a hexagon shape to them. Quite neat those, I like those. Get a number of those. Then you've got some guy lines here. 1, 2, looks like 4 guy lines. All comes in its own little bag. And in here's another little carry bag. And in here we have tent poles. You get 2 sets of tent poles. There's 2 long poles, and they're of these folding type, which is quite easy. They've got a piece of elastic running through the centre of the pole, and you just have to unclip them like so. There we go. Yeah. Oh, it's a bit noisy. Right, there we go, that's one. You get 2 of those, they're the same length. So you won't get them mixed up. And again, all of these come in their own little carry pouch. Then on to the main item here. Now this is a 2-layer tent. You've got an inner you've got an inner tent and then covered by an outer rain fly. I wanted to do the 2 layers for the main reason that it's warmer. It also keeps it's waterproof, and it keeps down the condensation as well inside the tent. If it's a warm, humid day or night time, you'll get a lot of condensation built up without the extra ventilation. That's why having the separate rain fly will keep that condensation down and keep it away from you as well. Okay, so these are done up with a nice little buckle strap. What's that there? And then we have the 2 contents. See what we've got here. So you've got 2 parts there. This part here is the inner. It's the main part of the tent. And it comes with a mesh. And then you've got the outer rain fly, which is in a nice drab olive green, which I quite like. Again, for stealth camping, better to have something like this in the green. Blends in nicely with the environment, unless you're in a desert, obviously. That's all the parts there. I'll do a list of all the specifications for the tent, the waterproofing levels, etc., sizes, weights, and that. I'll put that in the description, and I'm also might put a little bit up here on the video. Okay, I'm just going to check things now on the video because I'm using a new wireless microphone from Boya. I'm not too sure what the clarity or the sound sounds like, so I'll check it up to this point and then we'll come back and we'll put the whole thing back together. Okay, see you in a bit. Okay, welcome back. Right, I'm going to try and put this all together. As you can see, I've got artificial grass here. Not sure if I'm going to be able to get the tent pegs in, but we'll give it a go. So the first thing we do is we start with the inner. Let's put these out the way for now. This is our tent inner. This tent comes with 2 doors, so you can obviously angle the tent to which direction you want. They're D-shaped doors. I'm just going to zip them up now because it will make putting the poles through and everything else a bit easier. There we go. Right. Now I showed you how to unpack the poles earlier. As I say, they just come apart like that. Got elastic running through them, and then you can just pull them apart like that. To put them together is just the opposite. You've got 2 poles, both the same length. And on your tent inner, you've got these little eyelets, 1 in each corner. And what you need to do is to slip your pole through these little sleeves in a diagonal fashion. So try and get one of these. Ooh, a bit long. Need a bigger garden. And you put your pole through these little sleeves that run diagonally across the inner. So put that through there and through there. And then obviously the opposite side, through there, through there, like that. That's the poles through the diagonals. I'll do the same on the opposite diagonal. Hope you can see this okay. There we go, through there. I may even try this out tonight. The weather doesn't look too bad. However, it would be nice to get a bit of rain to check the waterproofing. And that's it, diagonally across there. Now, as I said, on the bottom of the tent, you've got these little rings, little eyelets, and you want to put the foot of your pole into the eyelet there, on that side. I'll do it on this side as well, and then we'll go to the opposite sides and put it in there. So that's one eyelet on there. Now I'm going to have to come behind. You can see there's eyelets on these corners. Whee, the wind's picking up, lovely. Now you need to do a slight bend as you bring that in towards this other eyelet. Okay, there we go. Clip that in there. That's one, and then we'll do the opposite side. Oh. One there, and this one. There you go. As you can see, it's got a little tie on the top, which we'll just tie across the top poles. Like so. And as you can see, it's a freestanding tent, so you can now move this around to whatever position you like. And there's our doors. I'm going to put it this way, so the door's facing you. Lovely. Right, welcome back. I've put the poles in now. I've had to put some stakes in because the wind's picking up a bit, so it's getting a bit windy. But on each corner you've got a fabric webbing loop which you can put the stakes through to pin the whole thing down. Excuse me. Right, now we go on for the fly. You can see the wind picking up now. Fly's got the logo on there, Tenplay. All you got to do with the fly is make sure you get it so that the openings of the doors on the fly are where the openings of the doors are on the inner tent. Sounds easy. Right, there's one door on the other side, so that's roughly on there. Now the fly attaches to the main tent just with a buckled strap, so just clip that in there, nice and easy. That's nice. Do all four of them and tighten them up, give a bit of tension in it. Angle that a bit. And then on here you've got 4 tags. These are for your guy lines, so you just run your guy lines through there, give it a bit of more protection from the wind and also a bit more tension in your fly sheet. And again with these, you pull these out and stake them down here like that, again giving the run off for the rain. I'll just do that, see what it looks like. Problem I have here is I've got the world's worst hammer, and I've also got artificial grass with type 1 underneath it. It's hard to get the pegs in. And then it's just the 4 guy lines to go on, peg them out, give it a bit of tension. And then we're there. Perfect. Okay. So that's it at the moment, and I'll come back to you and show you the inside. Okay. Right, here we have it. This is the Tenplay 2-person tent. Comes with a separate inner and a separate fly sheet. It's all pegged down with the guy lines, and it comes with 2 doors. One door here, just spin round, you've got some side vents here, one on either side, and rear door here. Let's just open up one of those doors and take a look inside. Here we go. Right, so you've got 2 zippers, and they're covered by this little cover here. There's a zip there. Let's open that up. Roll this back. Inside, the door, the D-shaped door. These are your tie back toggles for that. Very tiny vestibule there. Keep your boots in, etc. Let's open up this door and get inside and have a look. There we go. There we are. It's a bathtub style floor. It's all tape seamed, which is good. Waterproofing. Fully netted inside. 2 vents. A little hanging hook there for your lamp. Let's get in and have a look. Oh. Right, well there you go. Yeah, it's very nice, got plenty of room. I mean, I'm only little anyway, but I suppose you'd be pushing it if you're 6 foot. You'd be touching end to end. But luckily, I'm only small. My doggy's going to come in. You coming in, Lily? Yeah, good girl. You get in this way. That's it. What do you think, Lily? Nice. Yeah. Oh, you're settling down for the night already. Okay, yeah, little hanging hook there. Any pockets? Got any pockets? Looks like a little bit of trashy sewing down here. Yeah, looks like the stitching's a bit naff on it. No, it's alright, it's just where it's folded over. No pockets. How weird. No pockets, okay. All we've got is that little hook. Oh yeah, there's a bit of thread coming off there. So yeah, not the best of quality. Same here, thread. Yeah. Yeah, not the best. But was very cheap. So I might give it a go sleeping in it tonight and see how we get on. So, as I say, you've got two sides. So if you were to undo this door here on the opposite side, gives you a large vestibule there. Large vestibule to put all your stuff out of the rain. And just use one entrance door, especially if you're only a single person. It's one door. Yeah, the zips catch a bit, especially if you're trying to do them with one hand. So I'll stick with doing that with two hands. Got toggles to tie these back with. You've also got some extra ties here, if you can see them here. I think they're to tie, oh yeah, they are, to tie to the poles. Yeah, so you can tie the poles there to give a bit more strength to it. Yeah, so you can tie the fly sheet to the pole there. Okay. Let's get, oh, sorry, I got my hand over it all. Right, let's get all my bedding in and we'll have a little sleep tonight and see how we get on. Okay, catch you a bit later on. Right, so we're in for the night. I've got a little light there because it wouldn't fit the hook on the ceiling. I've got a hot drink down here. I've got my best buddy here with me. She's all curled up, bless her. There you are, darling. What do you think? Good? All nice and cosy? So we're gonna see how we get on tonight. It's not going to be a particularly cold night. I think it's dropping to about 9 degrees tonight. There's a little bit of wind, but not too bad overall. And yeah, I shall check with you in the morning and see how the condensation goes. Say night, Lily. Night. See you in the morning. Oh, well, good morning. It wasn't such a bad night. It's quite comfortable in here. It's about 6 o'clock this morning. A very uneventful night. I think it got down to about 9 degrees. Maybe a little lower. Very clear skies. A little bit of wind, but no rain or anything, so I couldn't check the waterproofing. But other than that, everything seems to have gone alright. So there's no condensation. Everything's okay in here. All looking good. Yeah, all good. Went well. What I'll do is I'll get up there and then I'll go through my conclusions and that and take it from there. But yeah, I'll see you in a bit. Let's get up, have a nice cup of tea, and I'll see you in a bit. Right, as it didn't rain last night, and it was quite mild really, I'm going to do a rain test just using a hose and see if we get any water inside. Okay, so let's get this soaked, shall we? Seems to be beading straight off the surface, so that's a good sign. And so there's not a lot of pressure on this hose. Give it a good soak all round, especially on the seams. On the back here. Well, it's not exactly a heavy storm, but we'll have a look inside in a moment and see if it's got wet. It just runs off nicely. I like the beading effect on there. It's really good. Let's see if we can get in and have a look. One of the things I'm not keen about are these doors. They've got these doors, got two zips here, and they're made so that you can lift them up like a little veranda. But the trouble is, when the surface is wet, you unzip them, there's a danger that the water can get in through this type of door. And both doors are the same. On some models they're different. They've got this type door with the little canopy, and they've also got a standard half door with a vestibule on the opposite side, but this one has two of the same, two with this little canopy that you pull out here on a couple of hiking poles and it will sit out like that. Let's have a look, see if we've got any water inside. Let me just bring you along. Oh, looks pretty clear. Yeah, nothing. Nice. Nice around there. Seems to be any water inside here at all. So that's good. Oh, having trouble with my gimbal. So no water on the floor there. The seams seem dry. That's good. Happy with that. Okay. I think that's. Put it back up there. Right. Okay, so that's my final test on this. What I'll do now is I'll just give you my conclusions. I'll pack it away first and then we'll go through my conclusions, pros and cons. Okay, let's just get this put away. Right, that's the tent all packed away. Had a little downpour, so took me a little bit longer than expected, but quite easily to pack away, as you can see from the video. Right, let's go through my conclusions and the pros and cons of the whole system. If I just, that's for the Tenplay 2-person hiking or backpacking tent. Now, if I just let's put that there. If I read out what it says in the advert, now I got this from Amazon and I paid £36.59 for this. Now Amazon reads in its description, Tenplay 2-person camping tent, lightweight at 2.5 kilos, it's a backpacking tent, it's waterproof up to 3,000 millimeters, windproof, it's double layered, has 2 doors, easy to set up, suitable for hiking, mountaineering. I would never go mountaineering in this. Family outdoors, hunting and travel. It comes in 2 colours, and that is the green, which you see I bought here, and it also comes in a grey. Now my overall impression of this tent is it's quite good. I mean, especially for £36, what do you expect? You know, it had some minor flaws in the stitching. The outer rainfly and also the base or the tub floor were all sealed. They're all tape sealed, obviously, and then most of it is mesh inside. The inner frame is all mesh. And there was some problems with the stitching there, fraying, etc. There were no holes, but just long bits of thread, wasn't neat enough. Now, the pros of this, I've listed my pros here, is it's easy to set up, it's lightweight, it's a double layered tent, which I really wanted a double layer tent because a lot of the cheap options you get single layer and you get a lot of problems with condensation with those. So having the double layer, and you've got a separate inner to the fly, reduces the condensation by increasing the ventilation. If that makes sense. It's waterproof. As you can see, I did a rain test on it with the hose, and it just beads beautifully and just runs straight off the tent, which is fantastic. Loved it. It's cheap, again, £36.59p, very, very cheap. It's got good ventilation. It's got 2 large vents on either side of the tent. They have Velcro to seal them, but unfortunately it's got nothing to keep them open. But I can quite easily make 2 little Velcro arms that will prop them up and keep them open. That's no problem at all. Cons. Now the cons of this, what I found is it's relatively small for 2 people. Now unless you're very close to the person intimately that you want to share this tent with, I'd only say it's a 1-person tent. You'll be touching shoulders inside the tent. Again, it's not very long. Now I'm 5'4", and there wasn't a lot of headroom. My feet were touching the bottom, and there was probably only a hand space or so. So pushing it to 6 foot, you'll be touching canvas to canvas. So it's not ideal for anyone who's above being a hobbit. Now, again, the other thing was the zips. The zips are not high quality zips. They're not smooth at all. They do snag. But we are, again, looking at a £36 tent here. There are no pockets inside to put your phone or keys or anything like that to keep them hanging out the way of possible damp. There's no pockets at all. There is a hook for hanging a lamp. That's all there is in there. Now the doors, again, the doors. Now, I like the porch style door. It's quite unique, and it does give, on a nice day, you can open that up. I couldn't show you that because I didn't have any hiking poles to prop it up with, but you use 2 hiking poles and some guy line, and you can prop the door up, and it gives you like a little cover, a little veranda style thing like that, which is good if you want to sit there and do a little bit of cooking under cover, or keeping in the shade if it's a sunny day, which is great. But on this tent you've got 2 of the same style doors. They're both with this veranda. Now, trying to get in this tent when it's raining with that style door is very difficult, because you can undo one zip, but it doesn't free up the opening to get in easily, because it's sealed, it's stitched right along the width of the door at the top. Now, on other tents that I've looked at, which are a bit dearer, they're around the 80 quid mark, is the Nature Hike P series. Now, on the Nature Hike P series, it's very similar to this tent, but it has 2 different doors. It has the veranda style door on one side, and then it has a normal door on the opposite side, which allows you to open half the door so you can have a vestibule on either the right or the left, which I think's a much better idea, especially if the weather's inclement. It's easier to get in and out of without exposing most of the inner part of the tent. Having said that, would I use this tent? And the answer to that is yes, I would. I am going to keep this tent and I'm going to use it, but I'll probably only be using it in good weather. Now, I've got a couple of events coming up this year. I've got the RIAT Air Show at RAF Fairford. I've booked 2 nights camping there, so I'll be using it for that. I also want to do the Mac Loop over at Cad East or Cad West in Wales. I'll probably use it as a day shelter there for that event, but both of which are in July, August, so the weather, hopefully, fingers crossed, the weather's going to be good. I would not use it probably for overnight hikes on something like the Pennines or up anything where the weather could be quite bad. I was warm. According to the weather app, the temperature dropped to about 8 degrees overnight, so it was relatively warm outside. With the dual layer, you seem to get like an insulation barrier, so it kept me warm all night. There was no problem at all with that. There was no condensation, but it wasn't a humid night. There was little wind. I mean, there was a little gusts here and there, and it had no problem with that. But again, I was in my garden, fenced all round, so it's not been tried and tested out in the wild. Now, I have seen some other videos you might want to look at. I think it's Katie Rome's. She did one on the nature hike, which is very similar to this, and that stood up to some horrendous weather. So I'm going to stick with this because I'm only using it during the summer months, so that's no problem. If you were going to use it throughout the year, then I would go with something a bit more solid than this. Let's say the nature hike one is around £79, so it's not a great deal more, and that seemed to take quite a battering and survived with no problem at all. Anyway, I hope you found this video useful. I've got some more things to review because, as I say, I'm getting into this hiking thing. This is all fitting in with my aviation photography. So I bought a backpack, some hiking poles and some cooking equipment and that. So I'll do some reviews on those, and then hopefully in July you'll join me. I'll be going down to RIA at RAF Fairford, and I'll do a little vlog on that as well. Again, thanks for watching. Hope it's been informative. You take care, and I'll see you in the next one.